Tampa Bay Focus, thank you so much for joining me today. Well, it's a busy time of the year heading into the spring season. There are things happening here throughout Tampa Bay in the ministry, and we have two ministries on today that you need to partner with and get involved with. And I know we need to band together and get involved in some things happening here in this area. And we're going to tell you in just a moment about the annual Walk for Life that New Life Solutions, the Pregnancy Center of Pinellas County, does, and many of you have been active in that for years, and we need to find out what's happening this year. And then also we have Esther's School here today, and that's another ministry we've had on in the past, a school for special needs children, and they've got some exciting things happening right now too. So you want to stay tuned for the whole show. But we're going to start today. I have sitting right next to me the Executive Director, President, I'll give you every title that I can think of, Sol Pitchon for New Life Solutions. Thank you so much for coming back on.
Great to be here. Thank you,
Yeah,
Darlene.
we have you on periodically. You have a variety of things coming on. But, you know, there's New Life Solutions is the umbrella term. And if first of all, I want you to tell our viewers, because I know we have some new people tuning in. You have quite the story yourself, how you got involved with this ministry, and then what the ministry is and does. Yeah,
well, briefly, many people do know this, others don't. Both my parents were Holocaust survivors, and my mother survived the Holocaust prison camp of Auschwitz in Poland, and she was 16 years old and was experimented on, and the doctor removed one of her ovaries, ready to remove the others when the Allied forces started bombing, and they ran for cover and instructed the imprisoned Jewish doctor to remove the other ovary. Obviously he didn't. So he spared her life, and he told her, he said, I want you to do two things. One, I want you to hide your cycle each month. And secondly, remember me when you have children. So there's four of us guys, four men.
Wow.
And so I've said for years that my mother survived the Holocaust or World War II, and God has me serving him in the Holocaust of abortion here in America today.
Yeah.
And bottom line is that God has a plan and a purpose and a calling and a destiny for every child, no matter how, when, or where they were conceived, Darlene, that only can be fulfilled by that child. And so the Pregnancy Center movement, the pro-life movement, has been very near and dear to my wife and I's heart. And this is our 16th year being involved with New Life Solutions. And our prayer and goal is that more babies than ever would be saved. And the Walk for Life is a vehicle that all of us in our community can get behind and help save a child. It costs about $1,200 to help save a baby. And that's a good number for everyone to pray over and be pledge-raising walkers for this event.
Okay, give us the specifics about this year's Walk for Life, the date and locations and time.
Yes, the date is Saturday, May 10th. And
that's a registration form.
That's our
we're looking
registration
at, by the way.
form.
Yeah.
And we have 3 walk sites, and Countryside Christian Center, Indian Rocks Baptist, and North Shore Park down in St. Pete. So we cover the county pretty well. Registration's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock we do the walk, and it's a 2-mile walk out and back, and there's praise music, there's food, there's fun, there's clowns. It's a family day.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is a huge fundraiser for you, so you want as many people to come, and they can go. There's a couple different ways they can register, right? They can go online as well, right?
They do. They can have their own walk page. iwalkforlife.com, have their own individual page, and the best way for people to raise funds to sponsor them is to go on their email list, go on Facebook, and just ask people to sponsor them to help moms and babies. And of course, you know, going around, some people go around neighborhoods, and it's amazing. It's all different ways to get sponsors, and for them to tell these folks that we're celebrating life, and it is to help moms and babies.
Okay, now this is like we just said, it's a very important fundraiser, one of a few that you do each year. And there's so many things for our viewers to support. You have so many different arms of the ministry, so kind of detail what you all do.
We do. We have a family of ministries, we call it. We do prevention, intervention, restoration, residential, and medical. So real briefly, prevention is our More to Life absence education program. We have spoken to nearly almost 100,000 teenagers, students in our public schools and in our Christian schools to prevent teen pregnancies. And the pregnancy rate has gone down 19% here in Pinellas County. And then we have the 3 pregnancy centers where we provide free pregnancy tests, sonograms, discipleship, and there we've seen so many transformed lives. There's been over 3,000 salvations and rededications over the years. Over 3,000 babies are alive today rather than being aborted. And that's some of the reasons that we do the Walk for Life. And then we also have our restoration, and that's post-abortion recovery groups for both men and women. And there's a lot of our brothers and sisters sitting in our pews, Darlene, that have had abortions in their past and they've never resolved that. Yeah. And so let them come, and it's all confidential, and let them receive God's forgiveness and healing and moving on and being all that that God has prepared them to be. Then we have a residential program, and it's a great program for single moms with children. And then we're the only pregnancy center in the country to have a birth center, and that's Breath of Life Women's Health and Birth Center.
Incredible.
So it's just outreach. We pray that it's a full spectrum of support and services that will really help those in needs. And also the birth center is open to the whole community. A lot of married couples use our facilities there. They're just beautiful.
Now, you mentioned, because we could have viewers wondering where these locations are. You mentioned 3 locations. Where are you?
Yes. Yeah. We have our northern location is in Tarpon Springs, right across the street from St. Pete College. And our mid-county is in Largo on East Bay Drive. And then our south county is in, actually it's in Pinellas Park. And that's really where we started in 1985, and that's on 66th Street. So it's 3 good strategic locations where women, couples, families can come from all over the county. In fact, we get people from Pasco, we get them from Hillsborough, as well as even, at times, even south. Across the bridge will come up, and needing that counsel, needing that quote, the free pregnancy test, the free sonogram, see how far along they are, and then it gives us the opportunity to minister to them. Just the other day, we had a young gal came in, she's 18 years old, with her boyfriend, and she wasn't sure what she was going to do.
I was just going to ask you, who walks through your doors?
Yes, I mean, we have all ages. It's unfortunately from 12 on into their 40s. But this young lady came in and not sure what she was going to do. She chose life. And she chose Jesus, and her boyfriend received Christ. So both of them received Christ that day. So that's what it's all about. And the reason my wife Terry and I have always supported the ministry even before it came on staff is because of evangelism first, and then saving babies second. You have a transformed life, and that's what the ministry is all about. Helping women and couples and families transform their lives from a crisis to being captured by Christ.
Yeah. Now, I want you to tell us again in just a moment the Walk for Life details. But year-round, if somebody's watching too, there's things people can contribute to and do year-round. Don't you need supplies and things?
There are. Yeah. You know, we give out over 20,000 diapers a year. You know, and those are costly. And so we work with the local churches as well as individuals to help provide diapers for us. There's many other things we need, and if they can partner with us, it'd be great. We also have our benefit dinners in the fall. That's another fundraiser. So these two, and especially the walk really gets the whole community involved. There's over 100 churches, and we're so thankful to these churches that partner with us. And they have liaisons in their churches to help promote the walk, and people then go ahead and raise funds, and not so much through the church, but through the people they know. And we're also grateful for our corporate sponsors who get behind us.
Yeah, that's another avenue.
Oh yeah, and you know, with 3 centers and all the outreaches that we do, our budget's over $1 million. And it's a tremendous amount of outreach with that. So the support of the community is truly where it's at. Okay,
give us the specifics on the walk, date and time, locations again.
Okay, so our walk is going to be Saturday, May 10th, and the 3 walk sites are up in Countryside Christian Center. We walk from Countryside into Safety Harbor and back. It's a great walk. Indian Rocks Baptist on the west side of the county, and they'll walk a mile and back. and then down at North Shore Park down in St. Pete, and that's a beautiful walk. It's a beautiful day, again, for families. So when it starts at 9, registration's at 8, and if there's people out there who are listening whose churches aren't involved, have them call us. Just call us. We'll go ahead and get material to them. They can share with their churches, but they can just call us directly, get involved directly, and help save lives, save souls, and save and transform our families.
Oh yeah. So now we just really briefly, we're about to look at a video. We're going to close out this segment with an incredible story. This is one of the most poignant, incredible connection type stories I've seen that you guys do, and we've seen many of them over the years. Tell us briefly.
Yeah, we'll see 2, but the one that's really incredible is a young woman was sexually assaulted. She was raped and found herself pregnant, and she came to us, and really just to get some information because she was on her way to abort her child. And after spending time with us, Jan, our center manager in Pinellas Park, truly ministered to her. They connected. She received Christ. She chose life for her baby. She placed for adoption. And the couple who adopted that child is now going around to the churches with us. They're so grateful.
All of this is shown on this video, right?
All it's on the video.
You've got us. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at this story.
Coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Witness the true story of 2 women in crisis, facing the most important life and death decision they will ever make.
I was a victim of a sexual assault, and the more I thought about having a baby, you know, it was really scary. When I went to the pregnancy center, I was looking for advice.
When I first found out I was pregnant, I made an appointment at Planned Parenthood to get an abortion because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a baby.
Women whose paths converged at the Pregnancy Center of Pinellas County.
When Larissa came to see us, she was in a lot of distress and a lot of turmoil was going on in her life.
When Laura first came in and she had been so distraught and confused, she was open to hear what we had to say.
One chose to parent her child, and the other chose the path of adoption. But both chose life.
When they said that she was 11 weeks pregnant, and we decided to just go through with the pregnancy. They helped us out in many different ways. They sat there, they gave us classes to help us become better parents.
They offered me a couple choices, and adoption was the #1 choice that I chose.
Follow their journey as 2 baby boys are born on the same day in the same hospital to 2 amazing women.
I right away knew that I wanted to have Melissa and Chad take care of the baby.
After Chad and I got married, we decided to start a family. And once we had gone to the doctor, our end result was that we needed to look into adoption because I was unable to have kids.
When he was born, and I got to see the parents hold him, it was the biggest reward I ever got in my life. It just felt an overwhelming sense of joy.
When we look at Chase now, we can't imagine life without him. We can't imagine what would have happened if his birth mom didn't go to the pregnancy center and choose life for him. Our life wouldn't be complete without him.
When I look at Uriah, I'm so happy I didn't have an abortion. He is my joy, and we were very, very blessed to have the pregnancy center throughout this whole entire process. I mean, it was a help that every woman should get.
These were just 2 of the 365 babies whose lives were saved last year at the Pregnancy Center. And now, you can step up to help save babies. On Saturday, May 10th, be part of a life-changing and life-saving event, the annual Walk for Life.
On Mother's Day weekend, you too can thank your mom for having given you life by giving the gift of life to innocent babies.
On that day, heroes will emerge to make a difference in the lives of pregnant women and their unborn children. God needs you to be one of those heroes. Be a pledge-raising walker. Walk for life, because every life is beautiful.
I know your heart was touched by that incredible story, and that is where your resources and the time you spend in supporting New Life Solutions, and most importantly right now getting involved in the Walk for Life goes to. There's an incredible ministry you can participate in. Okay, stay tuned for more Bay Focus because we're going to share another wonderful ministry called Esther School in just a moment. We'll be right back.